Hi, welcome to Wrestling in Mom's Basement. This is the Raw review show for June 4th. I, of course, am Patrick Young. This guy to my right, he knows the joke's coming, and he's right for the picking. Joe Bonita. And yes, that was pretty much the thing you talked about for like the last hour of Raw. Because there really wasn't much else to talk about with Raw. Well, there is. There is.
We're not going to say if it was good or bad. We'll wait for the review.
But you probably know how we feel. I may have let it slip how I felt on Twitter.
But just to clarify,
I can hold myself back.
Just to clarify to all of you, only he's allowed to call me right for the pick.
Yes.
Only my husband can call me that. And then we go to commercial, and then we came back. And she lets us know, only my husband can call me that.
Yep.
That's how I literally thought it was on tape away. But, this is our Monday Night Raw review for June 4th, 2018.
My original comment was going to be, you're wearing American to my Bulgaria.
That's true, yeah. That's the one match I put for the ring work, but I'll just use it. Solid in ring work from some of Raw's most recognizable stars, was offset by lazy and repetitive booking on tonight's episode of Raw. Just 13 days out from the hotly anticipated Money Back pay-per-view. Disqualifications, injury angles, lack of anything remotely resembling angle advancement, due to broadcast and mediocrity. Actually, that would be a compliment. Maybe not mediocrity. Did it do it to mediocrity? Or was it worse than that?
It's worse than that. I'll give you an idea how mediocre Raw is. It is like my hair right now. It's all a mess for some reason.
Speaking of hair, there was also the revelation of a man losing his hairline is down the wash stalk for Stephanie McMahon.
Yep. Yeah.
That was my next line, but not the hairline part, but you put that in there. There was further interactions between the Money Back ladder match entrance and OK tag team match. Pitt and Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns against Elijah and Jinder Mahal, and a quality main event between Finn Balor and Kevin Owens were silver linings. And I'm really pushing myself there since the tag match is a silver lining, but I'll be nice. Otherwise, monotonous may be a compliment too. Night.
Yes. I think that's a huge compliment.
Not going to do like last week because the segments deserve a separation from the in-ring work that they went with. So everybody's going to separate time. The opening segment kindled with Elias, Seth Rollins, Jinder, and Roman.
My hair is really messed up. Should have checked it beforehand, but you know what? We're going to roll with it.
There we go. Okay, the opening segment.
The opening segment with Elias.
Jinder, Roman, and Seth.
Well, it opened off Raw with Elias, so that's actually a very new idea.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give him that one. I gave him that one off the bat. I was like, ooh, maybe we're gonna get some fresh stuff going. And then Seth comes out. It's my favorite feud going on in Raw right now.
It's the only feud going on in Raw right now.
It's an interesting feud happening on Raw right now.
Unless you're right for the picket.
Yeah.
Or you have his sister, Zamaine.
Yeah, and they stared each other down, guitar and chair. Elias swings the guitar and, I guess, breaks his hand on it with the chair.
We're going to be forgetting our words a lot tonight.
Yeah. I don't know what to say about it. They smashed in midair and the vibrations messed up.
There were some bad vibrations for Elias.
And this is where the show starts going downhill.
I called this segment.
Yeah, you did. Like a minute before it happened, Joe did call it. Jinder Mahal pops up from behind Seth Rollins and beats him down along with Elias to set up Roman Reigns save. And then holla holla holla. This is SmackDown 7.
Mm-hmm.
Tag match plays. It literally started off as very fresh and very interesting to right back in the same spot they always go. Just they can't go too far outside their box. They have to go straight back into it.
And we even talk about being out of the box tonight later in the show.
Yeah.
Or not being in a box at all, in that segment's case.
Or Rhonda's husband involving a box or something.
The intensity was enough to elevate the segment a bit, but the creative bankruptcy of it was also obvious. Fans knew exactly where the segment was heading the moment gender appeared. Creating predictability about it all made it less satisfying. With that said, the predictability of Be Nice Here at least makes sense within the context of the story they told her last week. Jinder was embarrassed and drove away from the ring a week ago, so he will actually want to avenge the attack. Roman returned and set his sights on his money back opponent. The logic was appreciated, but the steel setup has been a staple of Raw for far too long.
Exactly.
And making it incredibly difficult to get excited and or interested from the get-go. When fans have seen the same type of formula for the better part of a decade. Up next, Elias and Jinder defeated Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins.
To me, the match was just fine. But it's still like the same formulaic. Two guys had four guys ended up in the ring, 2 faces, 2 heels, and it ended up being a tag match. It's the same as that. Yeah, the action was fine. Kind of surprised Elias picked up the win. But other than that, it was fine.
I had a logical argument for this earlier. Now I'm re-arguing my argument. So Elias used the chair to his advantage. Even if he didn't bring in a weapon, he still used the chair to his advantage.
Yeah.
Right in front of the referee. And there are no consequences whatsoever. Beyond that, this is a step down from the recent tag team actions featuring Seth and company. It was formulaic, much like the open segment. And never really hit the next level. At least Elias went over though, which you need to in order to build momentum ahead of the upcoming title match on Money in the Bank. Up next, James Harden defeated Kurt Hawkins.
If you didn't, not the actual basketball player for the Houston Rockets. It was just some jobber, a scrawny white guy named James Harden to, I guess, get a face pop in Houston. Although he got booed.
Yeah.
That and it was James Harden against free tacos for everybody.
Right.
If Kurt Hawkins won, he was going to get free tacos.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been your fun, interesting little jobber segment where Kurt Hawkins is fighting to get at least one win, and maybe he gets an interesting loss from James Harden. But no. Baron Corbin walks right out there, hits James Harden with a deep 6, and then beats up Kurt Hawkins just for fun. Essentially, it was just to get Corbin GP. Yeah, literally, that was the only thing. I think he could have done a lot more interesting things with it. Being that Corbin's already a kind of unlikable guy, I think he probably would be fine without it, but you can at least did something interesting with Kurt Hawkins. But instead, you do have to show off Corbin's new job, I guess.
Corbin's totally going to become Hawkins' first win. I think.
Could happen.
It was fine for what it was. If it was a start of a main feud between them, if it's not what that was, then I have no idea what the hell the purpose was of it. Other than to put heat on Corbin by having him beat up superstars who are scarily equal to him and credibility display is the way to do it. So hopefully it's a sort of rivalry between them for Corbin's sake.
Yeah.
Up next.
I would say I think it would be a nice story if Hawkins gets his first win off of Corbin. But after this episode, I don't have faith in them reaching that whatsoever.
Well, nobody does.
I mean, we'll go on for a few examples later in the episode.
Why wait till later? Up next, Nia Jax defeated Natalia.
I tweeted it earlier, but screw it, I'm just gonna say in the video. Whoever thought putting Ronda on commentary was a good idea should be fired immediately. I love Ronda. I would like seeing her perform. I'm even interested in seeing her match with Nia, just to see how it turns out. But she's not the strongest speaker. So why in a 10-minute match, if it was a 10-minute match, are you gonna have Ronda voice over it? Not a smart idea, and it was right for the picking, I guess.
Choice?
Yeah, and Natalya and Nia, the match was okay.
There was a match?
Yeah, it was a way more forgettable after Ronda on commentary, saying that the only person that can call her right for the picking is her own husband.
Twice.
Before break, and then after break she said it again.
For some reason she's really absolutely cross.
Yeah, Natalya gets a knee injury. It's pretty much telegraphing that she's winning the Money in the Bank and cashing it in. I think that's the only way they're going at this point, and it doesn't look like they're trying to throw in a twist or turn anywhere. It's going to be Natalya winning the briefcase and cashing in that night.
I'll lay off.
And this is the new prediction episode.
I'll lay off Ronda. I'm trying to figure out why WWE just bothered to protect Natalya. I'm not trying to be mean here. She's the same Natalya that was listed pretty much every other woman on the roster. So the best way to handle her is to protect her, I guess, is supposedly unstoppable force in Nia, who needs as much credibility as possible before she defends against Ronda. And I'll book in choice for sure.
Don't worry, Natalya's probably walking out soon with the belt, so.
Up next, Braun Strowman defeat Bobby Roode. I mean, all this is shit of Looney Tunes.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly what I was gonna say. The match was weird, but if it hadn't been for the weird ladder thing, it could have been interesting. That and WWE just buys really cheap ladders for Braun Strowman just to like bang, and then it just falls apart. I mean, your tables aren't that expensive.
No.
But they can still hold. Braun Strowman literally just put his hands down on a ladder and just... that and the setup where Bobby Roode was trying to get Braun Strowman to chase him. And then ducked him the ladder. Yeah, kind of almost the same equivalent to Hornswoggle painting a hole in a wall. And then go through the hole to get away from Carlito. Kind of almost the same principle. Maybe not as outlandish, but kind of the same principle. And then Bobby had to be a chicken shit heel without the heel. So he's a chicken shit face.
How Braun has obliterated Brock Lesnar and taken the Universal titles in question. Only those creative safe on roll can answer. Braun's been spectacular in recent weeks, and this was no different on his end. What was alarming though was just how poorly Bobby came off.
Yeah.
He was as squash as someone his stature could possibly be. Other than ducking out of the way and grabbing the ladder, his contributions were as attack on Bobby.
Yeah.
Not exactly the role he likely expected to be thrown into.
Yeah, more TNA alumni that wish they went back to Impact later.
Up next, the B team won the tag team battle royal and now the tag team normal contenders for the tag team championship.
It probably wouldn't have been that big of a deal, or I wouldn't complain about it as much if they didn't put Drew and Dolph in there and then had them be the first eliminated. Yeah, they have them get their heat back later, but why have them in there?
So I'll tell you why in a minute. The beat, we're done.
Yeah, I get why they put the B team in there because they're gaining a lot of momentum. But there's also another team that's getting a lot of momentum in Dolph and Drew. So I'm not sure. Since being their new, you probably could have gotten away with. They weren't in credibility yet, or they weren't in line for the title yet. You could have at least gotten away with that, or had Gable come out and eliminate them or mess with them, something. But no, they had Tyler Breeze eliminate Dolph, and then both guys were eliminated, and Dolph and Drew then proceed just to kill everybody. So, other than that, the battle royal was okay for a battle royal. It's a TV battle royal for the number one contender tag team title. So you're literally getting what you're asking for now.
Look, listen. You know, if I ever feel on this show, this was like the 20th worst thing on the show.
Yeah.
So it's not even going to matter what they did at Dolph and Drew. Because all people are going to get still told. Now, why they were thrown in the match and not win, that one I can't answer. So I don't know why I put them in the match. What they did with them what they did with the match, I'll say the B team may have won Battle Royal. They may be running away with the man. It is difficult to ignore the impact Dolph and Drew have had to this point. Obviously, no, they didn't win, and I don't think they should be in there. They weren't going to win, but since they weren't and they didn't win, they laid waste to everyone around them. They were the clear dominant team, head and shoulders above the rest. And you know what? I'm going to say this, and this is an insult to the tag team titles, but it's not like Raw has a tag division anyway. They were almost too good to win this thing anyway, so. So, and the best way to utilize them was to get rid of them early so the focus would properly be on the B team. That was the case. And even that they look like jobbers next to them anyway, so.
Yeah, you technically jobbed out your entire tag division to
Dolph and Drew. So anyway, yeah, so they were almost too good to challenge for the World Tag Team titles.
Then
Not
what?
almost. They are too good to challenge for the World Tag Team Championships. Where the Ultimate Pain were, I don't know. But that's about
Probably too good to challenge for the tag team titles.
Yeah, going back to the B team, Axel and Bo, they made the most of this push, and they should be a fun addition to the title push in the coming weeks.
I do want to. I said it last week, and I do want to see a final deletion between the B team and the leaders of the world.
Yeah, I do want to see.
Oh, and by the way, the B team actually has T-shirts out that look like theirs, just like sharp. That look sharp. Might look like a Sharpie to be.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Up next, Sami Zayn slides into Bobby Lashley's Instagram.
Sliding into those DMs. Yeah, there was literally one good line. And it was at the very end.
Literally at the end.
Yeah. I like what Sammy was doing, saying that Bobby Lashley was a fraud. And saying that he didn't join the army or what have you, which, if you say that to a military vet, it's going to get under their skin. So that's the only part of this promo I actually liked. The rest of it was just about the same as Sammy and Lashley's feud has been. I guess at least they ended strong this time. But there was a lot of jokes of burner Instagram or Twitter accounts, which if you're from Philadelphia, the Sixers just had their GM fall under that. So maybe the Raw writing team was using that.
In Houston?
In Houston, where they probably don't get the reference or
don't care.
So I'm pretty sure anybody outside of 50 miles from the city that's a Sixers fan.
Right. It's lost.
Yeah, it is going to be a loss. But if that's actually what they did, which they probably did.
I want to start my year-end awards a little early.
Worst feud?
This is the worst rivalry of the year. I cannot possibly be overstood off. Both Bobby and Sammy will struggle to watch the stink of this one off. And that's basically disappointing given how good Sammy has been with the crap given to him and how improved Bobby is from his first run with the company a decade ago. That's all I got. And spoiler alert for Friday's show. Now this isn't the Bosh of the Week. Congratulations to the show itself.
Yeah. Congratulations, Raw Creative Team.
The first time ever a show's getting Bosh of the Week.
A show will probably get Botch of the Week.
Yeah. It's going to take a lot to be worse than this show.
You're going to have Vince Russo spit PCP.
This show could use Vince Russo.
And that show will still have a 30% chance of being better than this one.
Up next, Alexa, Ember, and Sasha defeat the Riot Squad. But not really, because Billy, Ember, and Sasha defeated the Riot Squad. But not really.
A match that is Alexa, Sasha, and Ember versus the Riot Squad of Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott, and Sarah Logan. The result of the match is Bayley gets the clean pinfall off the Bayley to Bayley.
But that's not the result of the match after all. The Riot Squad defeated somebody, Ember, people. Ember, Sasha, and somebody by DQ.
I'm thinking Alexa at this point, since she was the official team member. No, not you,
you lost,
Amazon. You shut up.
Yeah, that was this match.
I mean, the match we got was pretty good. I'll give it. Liv actually showed off some pretty innovative offense. You don't often get that out of Liv. And Ruby was as good as always, and Sarah was Sarah. So, but yeah, yeah.
I will say this: the Riot Squad overall is continuing to grow and evolve as a unit. That I will say. So that's been fun. They're starting to blend together, the three of them. So maybe I would still prefer to see Ruby on her own, but hopefully if they continue to evolve like this, WWE Resistance Era should break them up as a trio because they do have the potential. They do have the potential to run the division if they keep on blending like this. If they can build momentum for themselves. For the second time tonight, they booked an injury angle in the women's division.
Yeah, they did.
For the second time tonight, the Rangers disregard rules and common sense and let Bayley just fill in and win a match for the babyface. It's like a Iron match.
Yeah, it's not like the person was supposed to find a tag partner but couldn't, and then one just joins them in the mid-match.
No, this was
and allows the tag in. No, the third person already tagged into the match.
Yeah, so we don't know what this was. Lazy Wright and Ken Damage and segment the real life story. That may not be the case here. It is. But I started following WWE just completely disregard things going on elsewhere on the show.
It even gets funnier after the break, where Ember, Bayley, and Sasha are all happy together.
And then
celebrating. Sasha and Bayley look like they're about ready to hug each other. And then Kurt Angle says, yeah, Bayley wasn't in the match, so...
And Ember and Sasha was shocked.
Yeah. Like they forgot the rule book. Like they forgot the rule book and act like it was Bayley's fault.
Right.
Which, okay, it kind of was, but you were just happy about it a second ago. That's some bipolar shit right there.
Yeah,
I don't mean to make fun of bipolar people.
Hey, Isaiah.
Yeah. But that's just like the most sudden turn I've ever seen in my life. That's more sudden than a Big Show face turn or heel turn.
Maybe not as sudden as Nia. She was faced this night.
Yeah.
It certainly feels like WWE could just completely disregard things going on elsewhere on the show and book stuff without making sure it had not already been done. That is disorganization and laziness to show role, not coming stuff. The roles cannot afford head of a significant pay-per-view. Like my bank.
Hell, Alexa Bliss, if she can do one thing really well, it's sell the shit out of her arm.
We don't get that though.
She sells her knee.
That Natalia injured. She needs it.
Yeah.
The right leg.
Alexa has that little, like, disjointed thing.
Yeah. And in the main event, Finn Balor defeated Kevin Owens by disqualification.
So by default, it's gonna be my match of the night.
Okay. That was great.
Yeah. By default, it's the most enjoyable match. The ending was literally a non-ending. Owens just didn't stop the mudhole stomps.
Third disqualification.
Yeah.
And gonna like to clarify.
Yeah. I think WCW in the midst of the Russo era didn't even have 3 non-clean finishes.
I think the Battle Royal was the only male finish that was clean tonight. Oh, my fault. Braun Bobby. I forgot that was the match.
Yeah.
That was it.
My problem with the
4 disqualifications. My fault. Because it's a 6-woman tag.
But by the way, those Russo arrows, Nitros I was talking about, were also 3 hours.
And better than this show.
Yeah. Oh, should go. This just made your head hurt. So the last angle we get is Finn and Owens fighting in the ring after the match. Owens pulls out a ladder and starts to climb it for a frog splash. And then, for some reason, Owens gets scared of being on the top of the ladder.
I thought it was just teasing the face, like, yeah. I'm not going to jump. I'm going to jump, but not going to.
Then he climbs down about half the ladder.
Still scared.
Then still scared, and then Finn Balor gets up. And then hits his coup de grace, knocks Owens down, hits his coup de grace off the ladder.
Spider-Man out, broke it, that was worse.
Yeah, but my major problem with it is Owens is scared of jumping off a ladder when in fact he's fought on top of a Hell in a Cell.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fairly certain he's actually done the frog splash off the ladder before.
Well, I'm fairly certain this is going to be his 4th ladder match in WWE. His 3rd line back, his 4th overall.
I'm pretty sure he's fallen off the top of a ladder before.
I'm
fairly certain of that.
He has. When he won the Money in the Bank 2 years ago, it was Owens that was on the ladder with him.
So, yeah, so take that for what it's worth. Owens got scared of jumping off the ladder for a frog splash.
Yeah.
Stupid ass.
While DQ is a cop-out in most situations, there was 4 of them tonight, just remember that. 4 out of 7 matches. This one worked in that regard. The DQ.
Yeah.
Neither Kevin nor Finn could really afford loss at this point. Pretending to have Money Bank made sense to showcase that Finn and to be tackling them for Braun was a super way to close out the show. Well, we'll be interested to see WWE tells the story of Kevin being afraid of ladder, which will make no sense.
No goddamn sense.
Says he has competed in so many ladder matches in the past. Hopefully WWE does not erase that history for the sake of telling that mediocre story.
Yes.
Now do it for Raw.
Thank God.
On SmackDown tomorrow night, AJ and Nakamura contract signed, and Carmelo reveals his secret about Asuka. Which might sound bad on paper, but after tonight,
if it had been on Raw, I'm pretty sure it would have been horrible.
It might just be bad.
Yeah.
But tolerable. After tonight.
It'll be bad, but
it'll be tolerable.
Asuka may end up kicking Carmelo in the head.
Yeah. There may be a point to it. On 12 I'll be Brian Kendrick versus Lindsay Dorado, Mustafa Ali versus Murphy, and on NXT Roger Stone versus Danny Burch. We'll have all that and our Hell in a Cell 2015 review. Otherwise known as the final showdown on the randomizer. For some reason. On Friday.
Yes.
So see you then.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye.